Is it really true? Can you really get a Part D drug plan for 2024 for only 50 cents a month? Really? A drug plan? What about $0 per month? Hi, I'm Christopher Westfall. I help people with Medicare across the country. And while I'm not allowed without Medicare's permission to give you specific benefit information because it's different for everywhere in the country, what I can do is show you what's in the public domain. Yes, this story is legitimate. This company is actually having premiums that cheap. And I'll tell you why if you stick around to the end. Yes, it's something you need to be aware of. Let me show you what's going on. This is an article by Street. It says 50 cent Medicare Part D premiums in 2024. Yes, really, literally 200 times over the last 48, 72 hours, I've been asked by agents and clients alike, is this real? This looks too good to be true. It's real. Seniors are forced to shop for Medicare Part D plans each year because they change drastically. And this year is a better example than any other time in history. Huge changes on the Part D drug plans. If you just let that thing go, you may be drastically surprised in January when you start paying for your drug plan. Don't just let that go. I'm telling you, you can't afford to do that. Our expert found some bargain plans that cost just 50 cents per month. Marcia Mantell talks about. It's that time of the year, 65 or over must look at the Part D drug plan. And she talks about in one location in Massachusetts, this is her talking about this, not me, that the WellCare Value Script plan is priced at 50 cents per month. In 2023, that same plan carried a premium of $8.60. That's still inexpensive, isn't it? What's going on for 2024? Anything that costs 50 cents catches your attention. The all-important tool at Medicare.gov or StartPartD.com, which is mine, formerly called the Plan Finder, is the place to shop for prescription drug plans each and every year. It starts October 15th, important to always remember that, and ends December 7th of each year. Yes, I can make that larger. While taking an early look at Part D plans for 2024, I was stunned to see the lowest cost plan is 50 cents per month. Incredulous. So I looked even at 7 other zip codes. 50 cents, $3.70, $0 per month in certain parts of Florida and elsewhere. Kentucky, Ohio, $0 per month. Now, you're asking the question, how can it be that cheap? Well, here's the trick. If you go to my website, which is called StartPartD.com, let's just zip over there and see what's going on. This is a Medicare-approved direct-to-consumer site, which has all the disclosures, disclaimers, and all that kind of stuff. You click on 2024 plans, and you can just put in your zip code, and you can go there. But wait, let's go back to my site. What's scrolling around the bottom? Oh, look at that. Would you just look at it? Let me move out of the way. Scrolling across the bottom of my website, it says, please remember, you will get a call from the drug plan to try to upsell you and make you give up your original Medicare. Be ready for their call. So what this means, folks, is this. When you sign up for a Part D drug plan, they take your information and they give it to a sales organization. Sometimes the company owns the sales organization, and sometimes they just contract out with the sales organization. But these insurance companies try to take your information from your drug plan and then get you to enroll in a full-blown Medicare Advantage Medicare replacement plan to take you off of original Medicare's rolls. You still have to pay for your Part B of Medicare. You still have to pay for your Part B of Medicare. Let that sink in for a minute. But you're taken off of the original Medicare, and then you're put into a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, is this necessarily a bad thing? No, not if you know exactly what you're getting into. I have another website that goes over all those things. It's called allaboutmedicareadvantage.com. And I think you should probably go there, allaboutmedicareadvantage.com, or look at some of the other 300 videos I have on here of all the investigations from government entities, private organizations, nonprofits that are all looking into Medicare Advantage, and you make your own educated choice. All I'm saying is, if and when you sign up for a drug plan this year, not just WellCare, with any drug plan out there, fully expect if that company has either a partnership with or owns a Medicare Advantage plan, they will try to call you and get you to switch into all-in-one plan. Now, what we learned last year is they don't like to use the word Medicare Advantage anymore. Sometimes that's kind of looked on as taboo if you know what you're doing. So they'll use other plans like an all-in-one plan, all-encompassing plan, a choice plan, They definitely won't say you're getting off of original Medicare for that year to go into their contracted plan. Make sure that if you're considering this, they go over the full summary of benefits. Ask them, how is cancer treated on your plan? Oh, I have to pay 20% of all the cancer costs, and I have to go in network, or I can go out of network on a PPO plan and pay how much for a total max out of pocket if everything's approved by prior authorization and your plan. Ask questions and make sure that you can afford the worst case scenario on those plans, which is the maximum out of pocket. Now, there are a couple of things you can do to add to a Medicare Advantage plan if you choose to get on one. Now, if you choose to get on a Medicare Advantage plan, it's likely you're not going to have any monthly premium at all. They get you on the back end. It's the co-payments and everything else and the denial of care, but I digress. Make sure you look into a hospital indemnity plan. What does that mean? That can take care of the massive co-pays that you could be exposed to on a Medicare Advantage plan. Some of them I've seen as high as $500 a day to go into the hospital. If you go into the hospital and it costs you $500 a day for 5 days, that's a pretty significant difference than your original zero monthly cost that you thought you were going to save money on. I think you'd agree. Hospital indemnity plans, if you can find one in your area or you can qualify for one, and yes, we help with those too, they can, for about $30, $40 a month, eliminate that threat for you. They can take care of the ambulance ride. They can take care of the hospital charge in full, and they pay that money to you, by the way. That's one of the big old caveats on Medicare Advantage. You need to plug that hole if you don't have that money in savings and ready to go each and every year. And remember my family's backstory. You have a big cancer situation happen at the last quarter of the year, and then it carries on into the first quarter of the next year. That means you're going to face 2 maximum out-of-pocket experiences, not just one. So take that max out-of-pocket you see that they show you, and then double that. And that's your really worst case scenario. The second thing you need to be aware of and fill that hole is cancer. Cancer treatment on Medicare Advantage is very, very, very costly if you can get in at all. If you have an oncologist, just dealt with a comment on YouTube. Somebody was talking about their oncologist was gone from their Medicare Advantage HMO. They have none in their county. What are they going to do? It's a real problem to get real high caliber cancer treatment centers that will accept Medicare Advantage. It's almost non-existent. So what if you want to go out of the network? You have to pay for it out of your pocket. Do you have money to do that? We have a cancer plan. Just met a fellow agent the other day who told me about his experience. He literally had cancer and had a cancer plan, because I do, all of our agents do. A cancer plan paid $50,000 for his treatment. Now, his treatment was no big deal. He got over his cancer. But if he needed that money to go get treatment outside of what his health plan would pay for, then it would be literally life-changing. So if you're on any Medicare Advantage plan and you look in your summary of benefits and you see that chemotherapy, radiation, and all that is going to charge you 20% of the total bill, that's just like having no supplement, no Advantage plan whatsoever. That's what original Medicare makes you pay, 20% with no limit. The only benefit of an Advantage plan is you have your max out of pocket, like a stop loss. Again, double that for a worst case scenario. But if you don't want to deal with those costs, or remember, they'll only pay the 80% if you go in network and you obey every rule that they say for whatever course of treatment they say is the cheapest. If you want full access to go anywhere you want, pay for any treatments that your doctor really says that you need cancer insurance. We have a cancer plan that's available in most parts of the country. The only caveat is you have to have been cancer-free for the last 5 years, and then you can get the cancer coverage. It's also good for people on Medicare supplements who can already go to any doctor in any hospital in the country with no restrictions and everything's covered. Medicare supplement world. It's good because many of the drugs that are given for cancer these days are given through Part D. So you might have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per month after you've gotten into the donut hole. You're in catastrophic. You have to pay all this money, or you let your cancer insurance give you a check, and with that money, then you pay it. Because cancer runs rampant in the senior community, as you probably already know. So yes, the 50 cent, the zero monthly premium for a drug plan is legitimate. It is available for this coming year. It'll be interesting to see what happens the next year. These plans change so drastically every single year. The best thing you can do is go to a website like startpartd.com or medicare.gov, put your drugs in there and look for the total out-of-pocket cost and compare based on that. The total. Don't worry just about the monthly premium. If on that plan with a smaller formulary than the expensive plans, based on your drugs, you're going to have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars per year. Look at the total at the end of the year, what you will have paid on the estimate as you're comparing those different plans. And on our tool for 2024, You can actually put in multiple different pharmacies and see if it's going to be better this way or that way or mail order. And then you make your choice and you can enroll directly online. It's super easy. And if you want to change your mind later, anytime between October 15th and December 7th, the last application in is the one that's locked in for January 1st. So you can come back to it and revisit it later. But anyway, I hope this has been of value to you. Yes, those plans are legitimate for 2024. Wait for and watch for the marketing call where they call you and try to sell you on a Medicare Advantage plan. Understand that if you take that Medicare Advantage plan, that will be removing you from the roles of traditional Part A and Part B of Medicare. You can't just go in there and show your red, white, and blue card once you're on a Medicare Advantage plan. They tell you to put that card away somewhere and get out your Medicare Advantage HMO or PPO plan. And you have to play by their rules and pay by their rules, which is much more expensive if and when you get sick. So don't fall for the pitch. If you're going to get a plan that's very inexpensive like this, because you don't take many drugs, it could be a very good value for you and good for you. Sign up for that plan if it's good for you. But yes, it's legitimate. Yes, it's real. It's filed, approved, and everything by Medicare. It's industry changing, no doubt. But hopefully this video will serve to answer that question from now on. Hey, is this true? I'm Chris Westfall. Stay tuned for more news on Medicare. Take care. Bye-bye.